Imagine walking into your home and being greeted by a true modern aquatic garden with lush plants growing in elegant glass containers, creating points of light and life in every corner, without soil, without mess, without complication. I believe that if you've made it this far, it's because you feel that same irresistible attraction that I feel for environments that breathe life, modernity, and sophistication. I'm going to show you that aquatic gardening is not just an aesthetic trend, it's a scientific revolution. Recent studies have proven that plants growing in water produce 40% more oxygen than traditional plants in substrate, purify the air more efficiently, and create microclimates that increase the natural humidity of the environment, directly benefiting our respiratory health and mental well-being. But it doesn't stop there. I'll share exclusive styling secrets I've learned from international designers, visual composition techniques that transform simple plant containers into true works of art, propagation tricks that will allow you to have endless plants spending almost nothing. And in the end, I'll reveal which combination of aquatic plants creates the most impactful visual effect for modern apartments. Ready to discover how to create a modern water garden that will revolutionize your decor? Then stick with me, because the transformation starts now. 1. Alternate-Hera dentata. Purple Prince is pure plant drama. With leaves in shades of intense red, purple, and bronze, it creates dramatic focal points that transform aquatic arrangements into impactful artistic compositions. In water, the colors of the Alternate-Hera become even more saturated and vibrant. The plant produces more intense pigments, resulting in foliage that looks like it has been dyed with metallic red paint. To maximize the chromatic impact, use Alternate-Hera as a contrasting plant in arrangements with green plants. The combination of intense red with deep greens creates powerful and sophisticated visual compositions. 2. Torrenia, known as the poor man's orchid, produces delicate flowers in shades of purple, blue, and white that resemble small orchids. In water, it blooms continuously, creating permanent floral arrangements. Torrenia flowers have unique patterns. Each petal features color gradients and faces that resemble small butterflies. It's like having an aquatic butterfly garden in your decor. In water, Torrenia develops longer, more elegant stems, creating more dramatic and showy arrangements. For romantic styling, combine Torrenia with vintage glass containers or light ceramic jars. The combination of delicate flowers with classic containers creates welcoming and charming environments. 3. We close our list with the spectacular New Guinea impatiens, a plant that combines lush foliage with abundant flowering and vibrant tropical colors that transform any environment into an aquatic paradise. In water, New Guinea impatiens develops more compact growth and more abundant flowering. The plants become denser and produce clusters of flowers that create a stunning visual impact. For modern tropical styling, use colored glass containers in shades that complement the flowers. Amber, turquoise, or coral containers enhance the tropical colors and create compositions that transport you to a paradise resort. 4. We start with the absolute champion of aquatic gardening, the pothos, our well-known pothos. This plant is literally impossible to kill in water and creates spectacular green cascades that transform any container into a living work of art. In water, the pothos develops a pearly white root system that is almost as beautiful as the leaves. In a clear glass vase, you have 2 layers of beauty, the leaves cascading downwards and the roots dancing in the water. For styling, use tall, narrow, clear glass containers to highlight both the roots and the cascading leaves. And for propagation, it's a breeze. Cut a tip with at least 2 nodes, place it in water, and in 2 weeks, you have a new plant. 5 young Monstera deliciosa plants create the perfect tropical statement for modern environments. Although the leaves haven't yet developed the characteristic holes, they already have the iconic shape that has become a symbol of contemporary decor. In water, young monsteras develop impressive root systems, thick, white roots that spread dramatically. It's fascinating to watch how each root grows in its own way, creating unique underwater sculptures. For contemporary styling, use wide glass vases that accommodate the monstera's generous root system. Fishbowl-type containers work perfectly, creating plant aquariums that are true design pieces. The monstera looks spectacular as a focal plant in living rooms or home offices. 6. The Rex begonia is pure leaf art. With intricate patterns that combine metallic colors, velvety textures, and designs that seem to have been created by an artist, it transforms any container into a natural art gallery. In water, Rex begonias develop unique characteristics. The leaves become slightly larger and the metallic colors more pronounced. The silvery, copper or bronze sheen of the leaves becomes more evident, creating fascinating light effects. For sophisticated styling, use smoky or colored glass containers that complement the metallic colors of the leaves. The Rex begonia looks spectacular as a standalone piece in statement containers or grouped with other plants with interesting foliage. 7. Impatiens are one of the few plants that bloom profusely when grown in water. Their flowers in shades of pink, red, white and orange create vibrant pops of color that transform aquatic arrangements into permanent bouquets. In water, the flowering period of impatiens is constant. While in traditional cultivation they may have periods of rest, in water they continue to produce flower buds constantly, ensuring color all year round. Impatiens flowers have a unique characteristic. They are edible and have a slightly sweet taste. This adds a functional dimension to the decoration. You can use the flowers to decorate salads or special drinks. Now that you know our 8 revolutionary aquatic plants, I'm going to share the advanced techniques that transform simple plant containers into true works of art. These are secrets I learned from international interior designers that will elevate your decorating game to a whole new level. Now let's talk about the science of perfect containers. The container is 50% of the visual success of your water garden. It's not just about functionality, it's about creating visual harmony that integrates seamlessly with your existing decor. For vertically growing plants like lucky bamboo and syngonium, use tall, narrow containers that accentuate the elegance of the lines. The ideal ratio is 3:1 height-width to create maximum visual impact. For cascading plants like pothos and tradescantia, wide, low containers allow the leaves to spread gracefully, creating more dramatic cascading effects. The ideal ratio here is 1:2 height-width. For plants with statement foliage like monstera and Rex begonia, use containers that don't visually compete. Clear glass or neutral colors keep the focus on the plant's natural beauty. Position the tallest and most dramatic plant at the apex of the triangle, a medium-sized plant at one base, and a low, dense plant at the other base. This composition creates visual movement and interest without appearing chaotic or disorganized. Vary the textures. Combine a large-leaved plant, monstera, with a delicate-leaved one, tradescantia, and an upright growing one, bamboo. This combination creates visual contrast that maintains interest and sophistication. Here's what nobody tells you about aquatic plants. They require less maintenance than any traditional plant, but there are specific techniques that maximize their health and beauty. Change the water completely every 2 to 3 weeks, or when it starts to get cloudy. Use filtered water, or let tap water sit for 24 hours before using. This allows the chlorine to evaporate naturally. Add diluted liquid fertilizer, 1/4 of the recommended dose, monthly during spring and summer. In winter, reduce to once every 2 months. Less is always more. Excess fertilizer can cause algae growth. Clean the roots gently with running water whenever you change the water. Remove brown or soft roots. Healthy roots should be white or yellowish and firm to the touch. Here's where the magic happens. With the right techniques, you can create an endless aquatic garden, spending virtually nothing. Each plant can generate dozens of offshoots. For node-growing plants, pothos, philodendron, tradescantia, cut segments with at least 2 nodes. Place in water and wait 1 to 2 weeks for root development. Each node can generate a new plant. For plants that produce basal shoots, pilea, some types of begonia, wait for the shoots to reach at least 5 cm before separating. Use a clean knife to cut, keeping roots on the separated shoot. For single-stem plants, lucky bamboo, some dracaenas, cut the top tip at least 10 cm long. The mother plant will produce new lateral shoots, while the cut tip will develop independent roots. Each room in the house demands specific approaches to maximize the visual and functional impact of aquatic plants. Home office. Focus on plants that purify the air and increase concentration. Pothos and philodendron are ideal. Use containers in neutral tones that don't distract from work, but add life to the environment. Living room. Create focal points with statement plants like young monstera or Rex begonia. Use containers that complement your existing decorative palette and position them in locations that receive indirect natural light. Kitchen. Plants with edible flowers like impatiens add functionality in addition to beauty. Use containers that withstand the humidity and temperature changes typical of kitchens. Bedroom. Focus on plants that improve nighttime air quality. Avoid plants with very intense fragrances and use containers in soft tones that promote relaxation. Bathroom. Take advantage of natural humidity for tropical plants. Tradescantia and Syngonium thrive in humid environments. Use containers that are not affected by constant humidity. Now I want to ask a direct question. Which of these plants caught your attention the most? Which room in your house do you most want to transform first? Tell me in the comments because I will personally respond with specific tips for your project. I love interacting with you and helping to make your decorating dreams a reality. Now I need you to show that you're truly committed to your transformation. Leave a like right now, because that shows me that you value quality content and motivates me to continue producing material that really makes a difference. If you're not yet subscribed, click the subscribe button and activate the bell, because every week I release exclusive videos with advanced plant decoration trends that will keep you one step ahead. A huge hug and see you next time. Future masters of modern aquatic decoration.